Đây là thông tin hoàn toàn chưa được kiểm chứng và chúng ta tuyệt đối không nên đưa ra bất kỳ kết luận vội vàng nào.
What am I really gonna do, GNG?
Excitement in the Parisian
What am I really
area.
gonna do, GNG?
French capital. Stamp.
Welcome to FIFA 23. To continue, please select.
Excitement in the Parisian
What am I really
area.
gonna do, GNG?
French capital. Stamp.
Welcome to
Hey guys, Maven here. This video is about artificial intelligence, also known as AI. Nah, I'm kidding. But undoubtedly, you've come across AI in one form or another, and YouTube, it's not immune. So when you have a YouTube channel, you get access to YouTube Studio. And this is where creators can post videos, check out their comments, and track their analytics. Recently, YouTube Studio has introduced a new feature called Inspiration. Basically, an AI bot goes through your channel and comes up with ideas for new videos. And again, I am not resorting to AI slop, but I do get curious. So I thought I would check out Inspiration and take a look at what AI thinks I should be making. Okay, so the first video AI thinks I should make is Backstage Court, the most brutal ribs I ever witnessed in a WWE locker room. All a rib is simply a prank backstage that wrestlers would perform on one another. Ribs would be done in the locker room, or they might be done on the road. One good natured rib I remember was I was in a car with a few other wrestlers one time when we were actually able to leave the arena early, knowing that other wrestlers would soon be following and have a 3-hour journey ahead. We decided to give them a call and tell them that the road they would soon be traveling on was heavily congested and held up, and that it just makes more sense find a different way to get to the next town. When in actuality, the road was fine. There was no traffic backup and there certainly was no delay. So the next day we asked, hey, did you take an alternate route? They said they did. And did it take more than the 3 hours you thought it was gonna take? They said it did. And we turned and giggled and let them know there was nothing wrong with the original route. Next, the CTE crisis, an unfiltered look at wrestling damage and personal trauma. Wrestling might be scripted, but the ring can be a dangerous and risky place. For instance, when wrestlers are taught to hit the ropes, they are taught to take that lead arm and actually tuck it over the top rope. The reason you're taught this is in case that ring or cable actually snaps, you have a firm grasp to where you're not gonna fall backwards and land on the back of your head. You're gonna be able to grip and hold and in essence save yourself from injury. How WWE producers manipulate your emotions using secret camera and sound cues. Okay, I think AI doesn't understand the word producer and its meaning in the wrestling world. A producer or an agent in my time was a retired wrestler who would help guys put their matches together. They were the ones who were in the production meetings early in the day, would get the idea from creative on how a storyline was going to go, and they would help wrestlers put that match together to get that outcome that the office wanted. This one's a little bit interesting because during my time, some seasoned camera operators actually would motion to me if they knew the live feed was about to come to their camera. Why? Because then I could sell, I could get my facials exactly where I wanted it to be. And that's in your living room. And sometimes if you're at a WWE live event, you might catch the cameramen giving these cues to this day. Next, exploring the evolution of the scripted promos that changed wrestling forever today. This topic perfectly leverages your transition from the unscripted Tough Enough era to the corporate scripted era. Okay, here is where I think we prove that artificial intelligence just can't do what we can do as human beings. I get where it's talking about how promos are important in wrestling. A promo is basically just wrestler slang for a speech. You can give a promo to somebody about something and do it almost anywhere. And the guys who do it the best, the Rocks, the Ric Flairs, and of this generation, the MJFs, the Chris Jerichos, their whole persona can be off of how good they are at cutting promos. I do recognize that years ago, wrestling promos were a little bit more off the cuff. I remember those promos from Ric Flair in the 80s. That's what made me love the business. But as time went on and television became more micromanaged, promos need to be precise, and you almost have to know to the minute the length of every segment. So yes, I understand where scripted promos have changed, but I don't think it's exactly for the reason that Inspiration is telling me that it is. And I certainly don't remember the Tough Enough era. I analyzed every secret handshake used by elite wrestlers to communicate backstage. One problem, I've never heard of wrestlers having secret handshakes backstage to where they use that as a communication. So I don't understand where this one's coming from. Maybe they do. Now, in the ring, during a match, wrestlers and others involved in the show will utilize hand signals to communicate. But I've never heard of wrestlers using hand signals backstage to communicate, but that could be because I just wasn't elite. Thanks, Inspiration. Thanks. Next, we have Beyond the Ring key business lessons. lessons. Using secret camera and sound.
Mình có một thắc mắc, nếu như một ngày người mình yêu nói hết tình cảm
phút. Đừng ngại để chặng đường đời dài ngút kia nó dừng lại, mình lên ban công tầng 4. Anh đàn em hát châm điếu thuốc, mình cùng đốt thanh xuân bình yên vẫn đang còn lẩn trốn tình cảm.
There's a very strange thing that happens when you look up something like this on YouTube. All of a sudden, you start seeing things that most people have never seen before. Hold on, is that pre-rendered footage of the Talking Ginger game from before its release?